If you watch the evening news on television, you'll notice that several different camera angles are used. The same holds true for movie and documentary film production. In Premiere Pro, the multi-camera monitor allows you to work with different camera angles from different cameras. When you work with mixed media such as this, the camera angles don't have to be recorded in the same codec. However, the CPU, GPU, and hard drive requirements will increase with each angle that you add. In this lesson, we're going to discuss syncing clips from different cameras, syncing with audio, syncing with timecode, syncing using clip markers, accessing the synced sequence in the timeline, using the nested sequence method, and making multi-camera edits. There are different features that you can use in Premiere Pro to sync multiple video clips. However, the features that are available to you will depend on the video camera that you're using. Timecode is available if your camera is jam-synced with SMPTE timecode, in-points, out-points, clip marker. A clip marker can be inserted if you don't have an opening or closing slate. Audio, you can sync multiple clips by using only the audio. This is a new feature in Premiere Pro. Just remember that these features only work if all cameras are timecode synced. See the same slate or the same audio cue. Let's talk about syncing your video clips by audio. To do this, start out by selecting the clips that you want to sync and right-clicking on them in the project panel. Choose Create Multi-Camera Source Sequence. You'll then see the Multi-Camera Source Sequence dialog box. In the first drop-down box, choose Custom. Enter a name in the sequence name field. Select Audio as the synchronization point. Click OK. When you sync by timecode, the clips are synced by using data that's embedded in the footage. There are two different ways that you can sync by timecode. You can sync by timecode by creating a multi-camera source sequence in the project panel, or by using a nested sequence. To sync clips in the project panel, select the clips in the project panel as we did before, by shift-clicking or command or control-clicking. Then right-click on them and select Create Multi-Camera Source Sequence, just as we did in the last section. You'll once again see the Create Multi-Camera Source Sequence dialog box. Select Custom from the drop-down menu. Enter in a name for the sequence, but this time select Timecode. Click OK. To sync using clip markers, drag the first camera angle to the source monitor. Move the playhead in the source monitor to the frame where the cue occurs. Next, select the marker you want to use. You can use a marker or you can use in and out points. The in and out point buttons are located just to the right of the marker button. You might notice that I'm marking these right before a clap occurs. The clap helps you recognize where all the clips should start. Repeat these exact steps for each video clip that you want to sync. Now select the clips as we've done before. Right-click and select Create Multi-Camera Source Sequence. The dialog box should look familiar to you by now. Select Custom from the drop-down menu, then enter a name for the sequence. Select endpoints, outpoints, or clip markers. Click OK. Creating a synced multi-camera source sequence is the first step. We did that in the past few sections by syncing by audio, timecode, or markers. Now it's time to open that sequence in the timeline. To start with, find the sequence in the project panel. This is the sequence we just created by syncing with markers. Right-click on it and then choose Open in the Timeline. Press Shift and the plus key on your keyboard to open the tracks. Next, go back to the project panel. Right-click on the clip again. Select New Sequence from Clip. If you want, you can rename the sequence so it's easier to identify. Now go to the program monitor. Click the button editor. When you click the button editor will launch. Drag the Toggle Multi-Camera View button to the button toolbar on the program monitor. After you do that, drag the Multi-Camera Record On-Off toggle button to the toolbar. Click on the Toggle Multi-Camera View button. You can now see all your camera angles as well as the program monitor. We promised you earlier in the lesson that we would also show you the nested sequence method to creating synced clips. Let's learn that method now. To sync clips using the timecode and the nested sequence method, create a new sequence. Then add the multi-camera clips to it. Just make sure each video and audio clip is on its own track. Next, select the tracks in the timeline. Right-click on them and select Synchronize. You'll then see the Synchronize Clips dialog box. Choose Timecode and click OK. To sync using markers, drag the first clip to the source monitor. If you're going to use an endpoint marker, mark the endpoint. Mark the outpoint if you want to use an outpoint marker, or click the marker button to add a marker. Move the playhead and the source monitor to the frame where the cue occurs. You'll follow these steps for each clip that you want to sync. Now create a new sequence. Add the multi-camera clips to it. Select all the tracks in the timeline, right-click and choose Synchronize. You'll then see the Synchronize Clips dialog box. Choose the method from the Clip Marker drop-down menu. Click OK. To nest a synced sequence, right-click on the sequence in the Project panel. Choose New Sequence from Clip. You'll see a multi-camera nested sequence appear. Rename it if you want. Now right-click the multi-camera track, choose Multi-Camera Enable. Now that you've created your multi-camera sequence, you can now edit it in the multi-camera monitor. Click the Toggle Multi-Camera button. You'll then see the grid with your camera angles as well as the program monitor. To record edits, move the playhead to the beginning. If the camera angles don't start at the same time, you may see black in some of the views. Click the camera angle you want to edit. When selected, a camera angle will have a yellow box around it. Press the play button to start multi-camera recording. Switch camera angles when you want to make cuts. The angle that is recording will have a red box around it. When you stop recording, the edits will appear on the sequence. There will also be cut marks where you changed camera angles. When you watch your video, you might find that you don't like an angle that you chose. It's easy to change. All you do is click on that clip in the timeline and then choose a different camera angle in the program monitor.